Good morning. It's a brand new day and I am super excited. And you'll probably say that I'm excited all the time. But today is the 1st of May, that we made it through April, and it's the beginning of a brand new month. Morning, Amit. It's a brand new month. It is fresh with no mistakes. You know those mornings where it is that you woken up and it's snowing and you look out the window and there is that whole sheet of white where nobody has trodden and it just looks so beautiful. We're quite literally on the edge of that. And it's another chapter in the book of life. And the book of 2020 is another chapter, but it's full of blank pages that's just waiting for you to add colour and animation to. It's your choice. Yep, we know what the backdrop is, we know what the background is, but the pages in front of us are blank. And we choose what we write, what goes down on those pages. And you know what? The best is in front of you. It has to be, because if it's behind you, then actually we just need to give up now, because it's never going to get any better. But no, the best is always yet to come. It can always be better. It can always be richer. It can always be brighter. It's our choice about how it is that we look at things. It's about the perspective that we take. And we could say that, that it's the beginning of May. How long is this thing going to go on for? It's already been, however long it's been. And those are facts. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. We have no idea how much longer it's going to go on for. Those are facts. But in the middle of those facts, you have opportunities to be you. You have opportunities to grow and to develop and to flourish. And I want to do a really strange thing here. Okay. Right. Looking through my purse, as I haven't done, money is still a really rare concept because I don't go anywhere, so I actually don't need any. Right. Now, yes, you can see this. And I'm sure that all of you can see this and see that this is a £50 note. And that if it was that we were in close proximity and I said to you, would you like this? Is this valuable? I'm sure that you would agree with me and you would say, yes. Okay, I'm going to do this. Right, so the question I want to ask you now, is this still valuable? Is it still worth £50? Is it? If I threw it on the floor and I stamped on it, would it still be worth £50? If I said to you now, or after I've stood on it, would you like this? Would you turn your nose up and say, no, Carol, because it's all crushed up and it's all crumpled. No, I don't want that. I'm sure that wouldn't be your response. So the question I now want to ask you is then, why do you not believe that you are valuable? That there is stuff it is that you've gone through that actually you should have been better at, or it could have been better, or if only, all of those kind of things. Why do you think that your value has diminished as a result of that experience? That you've already said that this £50, I'm assuming, I'm making assumptions now, that you have said that this £50 is still worth £50. It's still valuable, whether or not I have crushed it up, stood on it, whatever it is that I've done, that it's still worth the money it's worth. Actually, I must remember to put this back in my purse. Otherwise, I'm going to be asking you, what did I do with it? So it's really time for you to recognise the value that you are bringing to May 2020. Do you know, when it was that 2020 was a thing that we talked about and it was coming, every time it was that I thought of 2020, I thought of it in terms of 2020 vision. And 2020 vision is about clarity. It's about seeing more clearly. And then all of this stuff happens and you think, for a moment I thought maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not what it is that it's all about. But I want to suggest to you that actually it is still about 2020 vision. It's still about finding clarity for yourself in the middle of all of this, and actually thinking, oh, right, okay, that looked like that before. What does it look like now? And how can I shape that or change that or navigate my way through that or in that? 2020 is still about clarity. It's still about being clear about the fact that you are a warrior, not a worrier. Because we already know, we've tried the whole worry thing. We haven't got anything from it. It hasn't worked. So actually doing that, using that same tactic, that same tool again that we know doesn't work, seems a bit silly, really. So it's about being clear about who you are and where you stand in this battle, this war, whatever it is that you are calling this situation. Where do you stand and how do you stand? Because even though I may not know you personally, I know that there is more to you than you've currently discovered, realized, or valued. You know what's really interesting about the word value is that if you take you out of the word, it becomes veil. So there is no value without you. And so it's you to really recognize and understand that. And if you get lost anytime, think back to this whole me playing with the £50 note and the fact that the value of the £50 note remains the same. So the value of you remains the same. And I want to tell you that that value is high. But you have to connect with it and recognize it. Henry Ford, there's something that he said that remains true, that whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. You are always right. So if you think you have no value, then that's actually how it is that you're going to show up in the world. That's how it is that you're going to approach everything. But if you believe that even though I may not fully understand what my value is, that actually I have value, and that every time it is that you show up knowing that, that changes everything. You know, I'm in a space where I know I bring value to the table. Sometimes I have no idea what it is that it is, but I believe that. And so therefore my approach, the way I look at everything comes from that position of value. And so I'm valuing me first and then sharing that as I show up. And I want to encourage you as we begin May, actually look at May and actually decide, set your intention for how it is that you are going to navigate your way through the month. You set your intention. Don't allow COVID-19 or even, that you may have loss in your family. And I'm not playing that one lightly because I know how challenging and difficult that must be. But I'm still saying to you, in the face of all of that, you are still valuable and you still have a choice as to how it is that you navigate this. And yes, there are going to be tears. There's going to be laughter. There's going to be all of the whole range of emotions, and allow yourself to have those. Because I've discovered now that I understand my tears, I'm allowing myself to cry. But because I know that that is not where it is that I live, that I know that I am brighter and greater than any of those emotions, that's okay, because I can pass through that. And so similarly, the moment it is that you recognize your value, then actually navigating things become easier. Not easy. It doesn't necessarily mean that it goes away, but actually you know that there is a higher ground for you to stand on. There is a brighter place for you to be in. It's interesting, the sun's starting to shine there. Confirming that there is a brighter place for you to be in, but it's your choice. So whatever it is you're doing today, it's the first of the month. Enjoy and celebrate the fact that you have made it this far. And if you have unfortunately lost loved ones, celebrate their lives. Yeah, mourn their death, but celebrate what it was that they did most, which was live as opposed to die. Whatever you're doing, have an absolutely fabulous one. And again, I'm sending you lots of love from my heart to yours.